evening, or, well, I guess early hours of the morning, depending on where you're joining us around the world right now. We're here at our local establishment. We're going to give you our pay-per-reviews here of the Royal Rumble 2023. I am Bobby Munson. Sat right beside me, she is the natural Astrid Pizarro. How you doing, Astrid?
Oh, I'm excited. It was a good pay-per-view. How are you?
Yeah, doing good as well. And right below us, we got a couple of great gentlemen joining us there as well, too. Right below me, you'll see him right there. Chris Best, might have seen him with the Raw watch-alongs with Carl on Monday Night Raw. Glad you're joining us here tonight, Chris. How you doing?
Nia Jax.
And right beside Chris, you know him as Ol'Ed.
All in all,
Ed. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing all right. This was a fun night of wrestling. I really enjoyed almost everything.
Almost everything? Well, I'm sure we'll get to the not so almost everything in there as well, too, right away. But let's kick off the night because, I mean, this thing started off with a Royal Rumble match as we expected. It was the men's 30-man Royal Rumble matchup. Entrance number one, Gunther and Sheamus. Are we going to go through the whole 30s of these things or just kind of get to the meat of the matter on these things so we're not here all night? So,
yeah.
I say we just get to the good stuff.
Get to the good stuff? Okay. All right. Let's, Chris, you're new here on one of these battles here with us. We're going to go right to you first. What did you think overall of the men's Royal Rumble match? What were some of the highlights for you here in this particular one?
Oh, geez. I made notes of everything that I saw. So, the Kofi botch, really, because all throughout that match, I'm like, where's Kofi? Where's Kofi? I thought only one foot hit the chair. Or one foot was still on the chair. But that, I don't know. It was entertaining. It was a great. And the Cody, I like how at the end, too, and they gave Cody that extra, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes with Gunther at the end.
I don't know if that's. I think we're pausing up there.
Yeah. Jeez, I made tons and tons of notes here.
That's fair. Seems like we're having a technical difficulty. I don't know if that's on my end, you guys. I'm not too sure. But...
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lag on Chris, but that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we were too. Yeah, just a little bit. But we're gonna go over to Ed now. Ed, what are your thoughts on the 30-man battle royal?
So I really liked the men's battle, the Royal Rumble match. I thought there was a lot. For the fact that there was only really one surprise in Booker T, I don't think I missed any of it. I didn't miss Nick Aldis not being there. I didn't miss all the New Japan guys that I thought might be here. They did a lot with the guys that are there. Mm-hmm. They showed off Drew McIntyre. They showed off Sheamus. They showed off Gunther. Gunther is a star now. Triple H has put his flag in the ground. This is a star for my new generation. And I loved it. It encompassed everything that Triple H kind of enjoys in this men's Rumble. There wasn't a lot of funny stuff. There wasn't a lot of goofy stuff. The New Day did their things, and then once they were gone, it was pretty much, for the most part, all serious until we got to the, as Mel called it, the super hug, which I still think is the stupidest thing that they could have done. But God, was that amazing to watch them do.
Yeah, it really was a moment for sure. Astrid, I want to get your thoughts. What stood out for you in this one?
Yeah, just having Beth in there, coming in there and assisting with Rhea, just something that I wasn't expecting towards that part of the match. I thought that would happen more in the women's Rumble. So that part definitely was a shocker for me. Just like Chris, the moment I saw the camera, I thought I saw one of Kofi's feet, at least up in the air in the chair. So I thought he was eliminated, and I was waiting for him to go back in, not Xavier, and just Xavier out. So I always expected Kofi to come back in the match somehow. And when I never saw him come back in, it's well, I guess it did count as elimination. But I don't know if it was the camera angle that I saw that's what made me think about it. By having Logan in there, Logan had a great showing as well, which is somebody that I was not expected to come in the Rumble the way he did.
It was also Michael Cole calling it out that Kofi was not there.
Yeah. And then having Dominic take out
Michael
Mysterio,
Cole also called out that Kofi had 1 foot on the chair.
Yeah. And the part of having like Mysterio didn't come in and we see Dominic coming after him with the mask, kind of like taking credit for the attack. Mysterio never coming in. So it's like I was wondering if somebody was going to replace him in the match, if anything. And like you said, like Super Hawk, that part of Logan and Ricochet, the way that just that sound in the venue, that was incredible to hear. But yeah, just and Dominic doing the Three Amigos there too towards the end to Logan as well. Just to see those little bits and pieces here and there was just incredible to watch. And obviously, and I'm glad I know that it's Gunther of all people, but having that little interaction between Cody and Gunther, that it took a while for him to eliminate Gunther for the victory. It wasn't like a quick one right after everything happened. But that was nice to watch. And Rollins and having Rollins, Gunther, and Cody as the last three, that was exactly how I expected it to be.
Yeah, and again, can't say it enough. Gunther looking like a star in this thing, of course, which was fantastic. That last little bit made me want that one-on-one between Cody Rhodes and Gunther down the road. Hopefully we'll get that sometime. So Gunther looks like $1 million. Cody gets that hero's win that we were expecting him to get. Astrid, I'm glad you brought it up about the Rey Mysterio spot, because I guess technically we did have somebody who didn't get eliminated. Could this turn out to be like a few years ago with the non-elimination that happened at very, very interesting. We got, of course, Turnbuckle Studios coming on in. Carl, how you doing?
Before we get to the main event, can we talk about the lack of the bloodline in the Rumble and how WWE was so smart with how this was all booked out? Because they could have run themselves into a big problem, in a Sami Zayn shaped problem, and they said, "Fine, easy, no bloodline in the Rumble. The only thing the bloodline does is the main event." A smart move, considering Sami Zayn was your second biggest odds to win, The Rock was your third biggest odds, and neither of them were ever announced or were ever promised, and neither showed up. Kudos on WWE for being able to manage expectations during that Rumble when it came to the Sami Zayn problem that could have been had he been in it and not won it.
Bastard. Oh, sorry. Fair never made it in, did he? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he got thrown in the ring and thrown right back out, actually. He spent very minimal time. I think he was in there even less than Chelsea Green, but we'll talk about that when we get to that matchup in a little bit. But I do like the storytelling that was happening in here. The Judgment Day got to have a really good showing within this matchup as well, too. So a lot of those little things unfolding. Let's talk about one of the big ones. Bobby Lashley taking out Brock Lesnar quick in this one. An easy paycheck for Brock Lesnar here tonight. Is the expectation we get Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar coming up at WrestleMania?
I mean, you would have to think so.
Yeah.
I think they set up 3 matches in this for WrestleMania. I think we're getting Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. I think we're getting Cody versus Roman, and I think we're getting Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah, I'll move it up closer. There we go.
I think we're seeing that too.
Yeah, I truly believe that was all set up very beautifully within this matchup. So, but let's move on from there. Oh man, this is gonna be tough.
Do you want me to pick up the slack on this one?
Yeah, Ed, you know what? Please pick up the slack, because quite frankly, I would love to sit out on this one as much as I could, because we're trying to be positive here, and I'm finding it really difficult when it comes to the next matchup.
So the next match is the Mountain Dew Pitch Black Neon Extravaganza match. We gotta run in. Hold on. We gotta run in.
Oh no! Live on location. Look at this.
So Parrish, before we get back to the Mountain Dew Neon Extravaganza, give us your thoughts on the whole thing as a whole, being in the crowd.
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you guys hear me? I don't know how well my Wi-Fi is going to be.
You're good.
Well, you're there. We can tell you're there. You're smiling. You must have had a good time at least.
No, Dad. Everything's back there. It is absolutely amazing back here.
How many beers did you have?
Too many. Too many. I spent a lot of money on beer.
Couldn't tell at all.
What was your thought of the event as a whole?
Oh my God, this was a fantastic pay-per-view. PLE, whatever you want to call it, this was fantastic. Storytelling at its finest at the very end. The drama played out. The men's Royal Rumble, what an opener. The women's Royal Rumble completely delivered. Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan absolutely stole that match. But I also thought that Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair put on a really good match too. And a lot of people are going to probably disagree, but that pitch black match came off really good live in the audience.
Good. So we were just about to get there. So it did play out well in the audience, huh?
It really did. It was actually really cool. I understand why people dislike it. I 100% why people would understand why it was stupid, but it was really cool to see live, and the live audience would probably tell you something different than what you saw on TV.
Sounds good. We were just getting there. I liked the Neon Extravaganza. I thought it was car crash bad in the best way. Like, it was cringy bad, but it was so bad it was good.
I thought I needed some drugs to enjoy that a little bit more, but outside of that, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I wish I smoked a joint before that match.
It's for some of us, it didn't enhance the experience.
What do you guys think about the match?
So
I did not like it. I'm on the side of did not like it. Personally.
I did know. I was able to read everybody's comments. I don't think any of mine was able to pop out, but yeah.
Oh, I think we're losing you.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it 100%, Bobby.
Yeah.
All right, remember, Parrish is going to be joining Bobby Munson and Jared Fitz-something, I think his name is.
Fritz. Jared
Fritz.
Yeah.
An NWA referee tomorrow morning on Busting Out.
It's going to be a great time. We're going to have some fun. Finally, a referee to keep us in line. Just say it.
Yeah.
Well, we should find out some more thoughts on this Mountain Dew sponsored, make everything the color of Mountain Dew matchup between two guys who just ruined their careers. Anyway, let's go to Astrid. Astrid, let's get your thoughts on this one, please.
I'm still on the fence about it. I want to rewatch it because I feel like I missed some of it, but I definitely love the lighting of it. I feel like the lighting was better than the red lighting, though. I gotta give that for sure.
Yeah, well,
I feel like it was too short, though. Like, I was like, I want a little bit more so I could feel more for it, but I feel like I was enjoying it, and then it ended. It was that kind of short, but I didn't expect it to be too long either. But you obviously expect Bray to win. I feel like the ending was the best part with like Uncle Howdy just diving onto LA Knight, and then the characters from the Firefly Funhouse on top of like where they were, because we could really see where they were standing by. But seeing them in the entrance too, while he was walking by to the ring as well, like the little detailing and see them there, I think that was pretty nice too.
Chris, what did you think of the Mountain Dew match? There they are taking everything down as Parrish is showing us the inside of the arena again.
Chris still with us?
I think so. I can see you guys. I can hear you guys.
Chris, are you still with us, boss?
Yeah. Well, we'll come back to Chris. I think he might be a little bit frozen in time here tonight.
It's like
we're getting party here, Chris. Yeah. No, it seems like you seem to be cutting out a little bit there, Chris.
I'm in Texas Wi-Fi and I don't have the worst connection. This is insane.
So we have Turnbuckle Studios saying at the press conference, Cody just took a drink of Mountain Dew on the desk and said it was outstanding. And Ella J was just on screen for the press conference.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's off the all here.
I was trying to say that
Ella was on. She didn't know she was going to be on, so I'm very happy for that.
Am I good now?
Congratulations to her, for sure.
Also, if you guys want a true behind-the-scene looks, I'm going to give it to you, because I don't think we'll get banned on this one, but...
Wait, what are we? I was gonna say put in the solo so we can see it bigger.
That's what she said.
No, that's
Thanks, Astrid.
Just set him right up for it.
Yeah.
Might be on trip, but it's still me.
All right, how am I doing now?
All right.
Oh, it's fantastic.
You're a little better. Your video's still frozen though, unfortunately, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll again. Part of you there, Chris. I'm not sure if it's your connection there, but you keep cutting in and out. But that's good. So we got definitely mixed reviews, it seems, anyway, when it comes to this pitch black, partially lights out match. Yeah, but Parrish, I guess let's find out, how did the additional stuff that got mentioned come across, like the Captain Howdy and the Firefly Funhouse puppets? How did that play out in the live capacity?
I'm not gonna lie, I was on the other side of that, so a lot of that stuff was hard to see in terms of the little details. We saw Captain Howdy, and the Captain Howdy was cool. The dive was absolutely unreal. I'm not gonna say anything that is legit, but man, I didn't think Bo Dallas can go that far. Outside of that, I have nothing to go on. I'm just saying, but man, I think the whole thing was pretty cool. I was absolutely shocked that they went back and forth in terms of back to back with both that match and Alexa and Bianca, as you would have saw with Ed and I doing the previews. I was insane, but I did want to say, I said Gunther was going to be the Iron Man.
You did indeed, good sir. You did indeed.
Well, speaking of, okay, well, we can always jump on over to that match now, too, because you brought it up. The next match was Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair. And again, one that I guess maybe surprised a few people. I'll admit, I'm not always the biggest fan of Alexa, but I think she did a great job in this one. This one better than I expected it to be. Bianca, always fantastic. I really enjoy her work. And interested to see, especially, I wouldn't have a problem with Rhea and Bianca at WrestleMania. Personally, I think it'd be great. But it's a women's match, so we're going to go to the resident women's wrestling expert right beside me. Astrid, what were your thoughts on this one?
I don't know if it was me, but I like on screen at least, it didn't feel like anything like really stood out to me. I was hoping for something like really that was highlighted through the match, aside from the ending itself. But I feel like they had a good back and forth, which is what I enjoyed out of it, like giving you that doubt with Alexa in there too. And more than anything, I love the part of it of like the ending and seeing the graphics with the swing is like, do you think really that you're in charge, and having go back to Alexa's playground and her reaction, seeing it on screen as well. I thought that was pretty cool to see. Like Paris was saying, like one thing after the other with Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy happening there too. So I thought that was pretty nice to see the the continuity there between them. I just didn't expect Bianca to lose the match anyway, so that was like a given to me anyway. So I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but it was like I was hoping for something like that really stood out to me in the match itself, and nothing did.
That's fair. Chris, give us a wave. You back with us? Possibly, not quite.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. We can definitely hear you. So, yeah. Hopefully,
okay. So I wanted to say that the pitch black match totally reminded me of that scene from the Batman and Robin movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin, Joel Schumacher's classic. But what are your thoughts? We're talking about now Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair. Your thoughts on that particular matchup?
I actually am glad that Uncle Howdy did not show up physically in that match. So I'm actually satisfied with how that match went. I kind of wanted just a more out of Alexa, but I enjoyed Bianca's aggressiveness in that match.
Yeah, definitely so. Ol'Ed, what are your thoughts on this one?
I felt it was a little short. I know it's a filler feud just to get Bianca to that next stage and to get Alexa going in the direction she needs to go with Uncle Howdy and everything that's developing there. But I just felt like there could have been a little more. But then again, after seeing everything else on the card, I guess you had to cut something somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say we have to keep cutting the women, but with the storytelling that the men did, there was really the only place you could. Like, the Lights Out match didn't take up a ton of time.
No.
It was 10 minutes at most, I think.
Mhm.
It got in, it did its thing, it left. The Bianca match, yes, it could have used some more time. But on a night where you have 2 hour plus Royal Rumbles, you don't really have that option.
Mhm. Yeah.
Alexa and Bianca delivered. I know people are saying Bianca versus Rhea. I don't want that match. I want Bianca versus somebody else on Raw. I don't know if it was an average SmackDown or Raw match, but I definitely don't think it was to the levels that it could have gone, especially at a Big Four type pay-per-view like the Royal Rumble.
Best part is when you don't regularly watch SmackDown or Raw anymore, it didn't really feel that way. So nothing really gets ruined for me. So I was okay with it. It was fine. But at this point in the night, you're already looking at the clock going, oh, wow, it's starting to get late. And you got to make it through an entire Royal Rumble. It's one of the big pay-per-view, big premium live events. And in order to do that, you know how you can do that? You can check out our friends at Rogue Energy, rogueenergy.com. You see the ticker below the screen, heads pointed at it. You can use the promo code OLEPODS for 10% off your order. What is Rogue Energy, you ask? Well, they're an alternative to the everyday average energy drink that you'll find in your local convenience store. It is a zero sugar, low calorie, vegan friendly, full of flavor alternative to those drinks. So get your Rogue Energy today. I know somebody who's always full of energy, whether he's drinking road or drinking beer, and it's that man down there, Chris Parrish. You're officially back on screen. Maybe not quite with us completely. So this has been a fun show so far. We're having fun. Anyway, guess what?
We're off the rails. We're off the rails.
We really are.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you invite the two of us to the same program. But up next, the 30 women Battle Royal Rumble extravaganza. This one was fun. And of course, because it's a women's match, we're going to go to the women's expert, Astrid Pizarro. I want to get full details, what you thought, any of the surprises, who shined in this one.
I definitely loved it. I love seeing not only Michelle as the legend in here, but having some NXT ladies, because I think it was last year that we didn't have any, and I really was hoping for some, and especially it had to be some of my favorites, like Indy and Zoe, and even my total favorite Roxanne being there too as champion. I like how she continued her story with damage control, and she was going after Bailey and there during the match as well. So that definitely showed off. That was definitely one of the highlights for me. I think Asuka as well, having her with her new face pin and her persona as well. I like the reaction that she got when she took off the mask. I was just screaming. I'm glad you could hear it in the venue how loud the pop was for her. It was like little parts. The only part that I hated was Nia being there, to be honest. I would have done a Beth Phoenix perhaps, because I feel like Rhea was still there. They could have done a little spot in there and continue what they had at the beginning there, or even a Naomi at least. But Nia, just like, I felt like people screamed because she hadn't been on TV, but after that she really got like a mixed reaction to her, and I'm glad they took out the trash really fast. I'm not offended by that. Yeah, her and Lacey were the ones that I really didn't want in there, but aside from that, I was satisfied with everybody else. Chelsea Green having just being there for a couple of seconds. I think it was it was a couple of seconds, and then BFAB was there for 36 seconds, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So that's another one that I wasn't surprised. She's still very green in the ring, so I was not expecting her to be in the match for too long. So when I started, I was like, yeah, this one's gonna get eliminated very quickly. And then Piper Niven coming back as Piper Niven and not being Dutrow, that was another highlight for me. I loved seeing that. In her persona now as well. But I like at the mix. It was a good mix between the people that are there right now. There was 3 ladies from NXT and 1 legend. I feel like it was a good ratio there. And yeah, overall, I was really excited. I loved the match from beginning to end. And I'm really glad because I was between Liv and Rhea. I'm glad exactly where number 1 and number 2 lasted through the whole match. And Rhea winning it. I like that they're still, even though we might think like Ed is thinking of like her and Charlotte, but we also have her like and Bianca. So I like that we have that part of, we don't know where she's gonna go at the moment, versus with other people it could have been predictable, like with Cody obviously, but with her you never know she's gonna go against. So I think that would be really exciting to see when she picks them.
Yeah, there's a story to be told, and again, I felt that they did a nice job with damage control in this thing too, giving them back some of the heat that they definitely need. So, great job there as well. Chris, you look like you're a little bit more with us now. I hope the internet's working in your favor. So, I'm going to go over to you. The 30 Women Battle Royal Rumble Extravaganza, as it's put up on there on screen. That's what happens when you're 6-7 gins into the evening. But Chris, what did you think of this matchup?
I'm with Astrid. I really enjoyed this match. Although several weeks ago on the Raw along, Rhea's going to win it, so I'm happy about that for sure. There was a lot of dead moments though that I found where they were just piling bodies upon bodies. I understood why in the long run why they did that, but the Chelsea Green elimination kind of came out of nowhere too. Just ran in, kind of like Mo, and got Dutch. But no, the whole match was entertaining. I loved it. And I love that they told the story of Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley starting match.
Yeah, I agree. Ol'Ed, 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 Ol'Ed. What do you think of the 30 Women Battle Rumble Royal Extravaganza, as I've been calling it over this time?
It was good. I really enjoyed the women's Royal Rumble match. Again, not a ton of surprises, but they brought in some of the NXT ladies, which was nice. Some people I'm more familiar with on a regular basis as I watch them week in and week out. More importantly, storylines again. Story upon a story. You start with Rhea and Liv, and you have that story going on. Then you get to the damage control section, where it's damage control running ruckshot. Then you have Becky Lynch, and you have that little bit. All the meanwhile, you have Rhea Ripley on the outside, basically trying to just gut through this match. She apparently dislocated her knee during this match in the beginning, which is why she was shaking out her knee during her entrance. It wasn't from the spear. Something happened during the spear and it screwed up her knee, is what I'm seeing online. That being said, predictable isn't always bad. People always like, oh, I want something to surprise me. We saw Cody and Rhea from like weeks away. That doesn't mean it's the wrong choice. No. Rhea needed this. Rhea needed something to bring her up. Not that she needed to win, but she just needed a performance to make her feel like a big deal. But like Barry says, the women's match was far better than the men's for him. Agreed. I don't know. I could take or leave either one. Neither one was really better than the other. They both told great stories, and throughout you had beats and sections of people telling their stories and setting up their matches. I think we're destined for Becky versus Bayley at WrestleMania. I think we're destined for Rhea versus, again, I'll continue to say it, Rhea versus Charlotte 2. That match during the pandemic WrestleMania was fantastic. I want to see it again in front of a crowd.
All right, now we're going to go over to our live on-site correspondent, Mr. Chris Parrish, who's smiling from cheek to cheek, ear to ear, looking like he's having a blast. What's going on? Women's Battle Royal Rumble Extravaganza. How was it?
I'm shocked I'm not being kicked out right now. That's the honest truth right now. You go from like outside, inside, and you lose connection. This place is insane. I think I might be kicked out in like 2 seconds, but
this is going to make for great television, that's for sure.
Yeah, but no, I thought the women's Rumble was awesome, and like Ed said, predictability, sure, but like we didn't know Cody was coming back at WrestleMania doesn't mean that the moment's still not any bigger, right? Yeah. Still seeing Rhea with that win, seeing her with that accomplishment now just makes Rhea Ripley a bigger star, in my opinion. Liv Morgan, great performance. I love seeing Asuka in that new role now. Yeah. That was a fantastic transformation in an entrance. And like despite what you want to say, it was a great women's Rumble. Like it really was. Everyone stood to benefit from it. Even Chelsea Green, who lasted as long as things I'm not gonna really say. But at the end of the day, she was awesome. Like it was a great debut or return from her, and now she can go catapult. I still think Rhea and Bianca is going to be at WrestleMania. I think you do Liv and Charlotte at WrestleMania. I really do.
Fair assessment. Fair assessment. So now, as we head into the main event of the evening, the championship match between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, just in case he gets arrested or taken out and kicked out and beat up by goons, Parrish, what did the main event do for you? How did you enjoy this one? How was the live experience?
Everyone,
How stiff were you?
I don't think I'm allowed to say that. Ed, come on, you know you shouldn't ask me these kinds of questions.
That's why I asked it. I'm not in charge tonight.
It's a good thing it's a late night show today.
Everyone in the crowd is on their seat, though, in excitement. They literally are maybe not excitement, but wondering what happens next. I mean, when you want to talk about drama, this was drama at its best. I mean, daytime soap operas, eat your heart out, because this is how you do it. This is really how you do it. The pop that Sami Zayn had when he smacked Roman Reigns in the back with that chair, my lord, did that place or my section go absolutely bananas.
And some very, very interesting chants that came across for Mr. Roman Reigns after the attack on Sami Zayn that I'm sure that you, of course, did not partake in that particular chant, right, Parrish?
I actually didn't partake in a lot of chants. The only ones I did were like the Codys or like the ones like there was a Gunther chant in the men's rumble. Of course, I partook in that because I think the world of Gunther.
Over.
What you got, Chris?
Hey, you got down again there, Chris. I think we lost him.
Also, I'm going to give you guys a funny thing. There was like 4 security guards that like walked by me. They just closed the doors and let me be. So,
Chris, you're sleeping at the
I guess
the
I'm
Alamo.
a big deal. I don't know. I 100% told them I thought they were going to tell me to get the F out. So,
Like the WWE did in '97?
oh man, like you can see right behind me, there's security gates and like the metal detector. I'm not hiding the fact I shouldn't be here. I'm flat out yelling it in the hallway and nobody seems to care. So
This is fantastic. This couldn't be going any more awesome. Main event, who wants to take the reins next on this one? What did we think? Ol'Ed, let's go over to you. What did you think of this main event?
This was storytelling at its finest. Like he says, Astrid put it best. It's a telenovela. If you've ever watched a Spanish telenovela, like I love these things. I don't understand anything that they say, but my God, when you watch a telenovela, there's nothing more entertaining. The action, the animated faces of everybody in a telenovela. Yeah. It's like a soap opera on steroids. Like American soap operas have nothing to telenovelas on the Spanish stations that I watch. They are fantastic. This match is on the same level. And honestly, the match was literally just a storytelling piece for the after effect of the match. Honestly, I don't care about the match. Like Kevin versus Roman was fantastic. From a move standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint, it was fantastic. But none of it matters because all that matters is the moments where Sammy's just standing there and they're beating down Kevin and Sammy's forced to watch and he can't do anything. And he finally gets in front of Roman. He's like, no, we're done. Roman's like, fine, I'm done. You do it. And then Sammy does it and he hits him. And he listened to Kevin. He took the first shot.
Yep.
It's exactly what I was telling people in my section. He listened to Kevin Owens.
He took the first shot. And I didn't believe he'd ever do it. I thought there'd be no better way than to have the heartbreak of having him turned on. I was wrong. Having him turn on Roman. But not only him. That's only a piece. Jay walked away.
Yeah.
And Roman, after that, you broke my family. Sami Zayn has broken the bloodline irrevocably.
Yeah.
Even if they get back together, there's now a doubt in the mind of Roman Reigns when it comes to the loyalty of Jey Uso. And it's absolutely fantastic. If only these guys could get over the border for Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Because how great would Elimination Chamber be if the main event of Elimination Chamber is Sammy, Kevin versus the Bloodline? And you put Solo, Jay, Jimmy, and Roman in that match. Tell me how much of a great match that would be with those 6 people in that match.
It's going to be interesting to see how everything pans out.
Mhm.
It's going to be monumental, in fact. Chris Best, if you're with us there, if the internet's working, we want to get your thoughts, man. What did you think of the main event here tonight? He might be stuck in thinker's pose at the moment, so while he is, Astrid, I'm going to go over to you, your thoughts on the main event.
No, like it's like I said in the chat, like a telenovela for me watching it. I just needed the popcorn to enjoy this because I was like, holy crap! Like the storytelling itself, and just every time I saw
agree.
Sammy with the chair, I thought of the Shield.
OLED.
So that was interesting to watch as well.
Oh.
But like Ed was saying, he hit all the points there. Everything.
Can you hear me?
and-
Like I'm in,
Yeah, you're cutting off. Though.
Yeah, you're got it cutting in and out there for sure, Chris. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue on though, Astrid.
No,
Yeah,
but
I'm doing a show right now. I'm doing
but no,
like an after
the
show for the
storytelling
event.
was great though. No, but I love the story between and like not only that, but the reaction from the crowd. It just made it so much better. Every like when Jay turned, having the crowd and react to that. So every reaction was really priceless to me during this match.
It definitely was. It played out very nicely. It was a great main event, great storytelling, and again, it's going to be interesting to see where it all goes from there. It's going to be interesting to see how much longer we have Chris Parrish not in a set of handcuffs before this thing is one and done. Kevin Owens not the only Canadian going to be in cuffs inside the Alamo Dome here this evening. Chris Best, I know you've been having the troubles there, but seem to get some movement there from you. Any chance we can get a couple of thoughts on the main event there from you?
I was just saying, I agree with everything that Ed said, but I want to take it to a long-term storyline because wasn't it Jey Uso who was forced to join up with Roman after he lost the title match?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So right now, Jay maybe just having that of clarity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Should be.
And I know that's really long-term storytelling. But
hey, no harm in long-term storytelling.
Well, you got to remember though, every single aspect and every little detail
But
about
that
this
match was Roman at its finest.
Yeah, like every little detail from day one-ish mattered in this storyline. Like, and you got to really pay attention, whether it was Kevin Owens, like Ed was saying, you got to take the first shot. He listened there. Whether it was some stuff where it was Jay who had the first issue with Roman Reigns. Now he has that issue with Sami Zayn, who he didn't want to accept in the bloodline. Now actually saying, I'm not going to have anything to do with hitting him. Like, it was actually amazing.
Yeah. So definitely some great storytelling there as Carl was coming in saying Jay, Sammy, and The Rock make the bloodline. The Roman kept telling Sammy to go create. So. I think
I popped him out for I popped him out for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
I'll pop him back
Just
in.
in case. Yeah, that's right. We'll see how this pans out for poor Parrish. He's been hanging in there like a champ most of the evening, but
Thank you.
again, as he goes back in. I
Oh,
can't
there he is
believe he
again.
keep getting away with this.
Well, that one was me. I popped him out of that one just to in case.
Don't worry,
no,
I
like
can't
you're
believe
saying-
I'm getting out of this either.
But like with the long-term story, like to go back to the long-term storytelling, like it's so innovative that it's Jay, the right-hand man, the one who was the first to bend the knee to Roman, that it's Jay that's the one that's going to walk away. It's Sammy's the one that's gotten to him. The one who hated Sami Zayn, the one that wanted no part of Sami Zayn, has now fallen almost in love with his brother Sami Zayn. Not Jimmy Uso, but Sammy. It's just so good. Victor, our guest on next week's NXT Vengeance Day post show, was talking today, and he sent out a tweet saying he wants to go to his school and ask to teach the Bloodline storyline as a legitimate, like, literary tale, talking about how to build characters, how to have conflict resolution, all of the wonderful things, because this story has been told like you would tell a book. It has a beginning and a middle, and we're just starting to get towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah, you bet. So I think overall consensus, I think we're all on board. We enjoyed the event overall. Pretty much. Yeah. I think it's safe enough to say.
It was all right.
It's all right. Yeah, real. Mr. Backstage Correspondent on the scene.
I just want to say I have lied to like 3 people working here. Some guy actually thought I was working here. It's like, is this the way to get out? I was like, sure, go out. I don't know. But like, all I have to say is like, yeah, I'm doing a post show. It's all good. And like, we just want to make sure you work here. I'm like, yeah, they said I'm good. And then they just left.
Well, who knows? Maybe Parrish will stumble upon someone and get some cool interviews as the night goes on here. But in the meantime and in between time, I think it's about time to wrap things up. I'm sure some people want to get some sleep.
I'm a state police chief after this, so it's all good.
All right, Parrish, why don't you go ahead and tell us where we can find you?
Right now it's San Antonio at the Alamo Dome. By the metal detectors, where I'm probably going to get kicked out in like 20 minutes because I'm not speaking with my inside voice at all. But if you want to find me online, you can follow me on Twitter at Chris Parrish, Instagram at Chris.Parrish, the Twitch at the Chris Parrish, and my YouTube at Chris Parrish.
Fantastic. Chris Bass, where can people follow you, find you?
You can find me at YouTube at ChrisDamage83 or on Twitch TV at CBRS_entertainment.
Perfect. Ol'Ed, how about yourself?
You can find me working with... Nope, over there. I'm on the wrong side now. My co-host, Astrid Pizarro, every Tuesday on Taking Over. We will be having a special episode next Saturday where we'll be joined by the wonderful Victor Tyler Perry, the founder and creator of the Wrestling Club. He's an amazing person doing amazing things for the world of wrestling and for kids enjoying the world of wrestling. You can find me on Twitter, EdFries12584. You can find me on Twitch doing my gaming stuff at EdFries2002. When WWE 2K23 comes out, you will catch me doing a GM mode. You will catch me doing the showcase mode. Very poorly, but you will catch me doing it. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun. It's going to be a whole good time. I cannot wait for 2K23 to come out. Until then, I'm going to be starting to do, on a weekly basis, an episode or 2 at a time of continuing my 50-week GM mode on 2K22.
Nice. Very good. Astrid, how about yourself? You got a lot going on. Where can people find you throughout the week?
My Twitter, Astrid Pizarro. My Instagram is Astrid Pizarro20. You can find me with Ed doing Taking Over, talking about NXT this Tuesday, and then Thursday doing Making an Impact with Cody, talking about the Impact that I just watched a week ago now at this point. But yeah, pretty cool. Just that, and I do have a recording I'm doing tomorrow with for a podcast, so that should be coming out soon as well.
Perfect. And myself, of course, you're going to be able to find me tomorrow. I'm busting out with that crazy guy right down there. And, you know, my brunch buster brother, Chris Parrish, as we bring in, as we mentioned earlier, our special guest, Jared Fritz, NWA referee, who's going to be joining us first thing tomorrow to talk about the Royal Rumble. You can find me on Wednesdays with Carl Carafel on Beats and Beatdowns, Thursday nights with Pop Smokes, as we bring you the now amalgamated 2-part episode of Fusion and Ring Respect on Thursday night, so it's going to be a blast. But we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and taking the time to come and find us. You check out the ticker below if you want to find me as well too on the socials, and make sure to check out OLE across all social media platforms. If you're following along on YouTube or Twitter, give us a like, follow, subscribe, share the love, and let everybody know about our local establishment and all the great shows that we got going on throughout the entire week. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you soon.